Hello, my name is Kimrasek Peresanangel, and for my semester A honors chemistry project, I am doing the video on the topic of chemical bonds. The objective of this video is to be able to tell the difference between be able to identify ionic and covalent bonds and how to make them. No, if you want to get the most out of this video, you'll have to have pencil and paper to take notes. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comment section below, which I will take my time to answer them. So the prerequisites and the material for this lesson. The prerequisites would be that you need to know what are metals and nonmetals, the parts of the atom, and how many valence electrons are found in a group. The materials you'll be needing is a periodic table, some colors, and the calculator is optional. The colors and the periodic table are for this slide. If you already have a color-coded periodic table, then feel free to skip this. But in case you don't, I'm going to be putting in the description box below a link to a free periodic table that you can print. So basically, we'll be painting the alkaline metals yellow, the alkaline earth metals orange, metals red, metalloids brown, non-metals green, noble gases blue, and that's all we'll going to be needing. Everything else you can ignore it. So here's basically the periodic that you'll be finding, and as you can see, it's been painted. I would like to say sorry for the terrible, how terribly the periodic table looks, but I asked my younger brother to paint it for me, and this is how it turned out. Sorry. So a quick refresher. Put AM for alkaline metals, AEM for alkaline earth metals, M for metals, MD for metalloids, MN for nonmetals, and NG for noble gases. Pause the video because the answers will be appearing in a few seconds. So the answers: magnesium is an alkaline earth metal, hydrogen is a nonmetal, copper is a metal, silicon is a metalloid, carbon is a nonmetal, boron is a metalloid, potassium is an alkaline metal, and neon is a noble gas. So, what is a chemical bond? A chemical bond is the attraction between two or more atoms, ions, or molecules, in which electrons are passed, transferred, or shared between each other. The electrons that are shared or transferred are the outermost electrons. These are known as the valence electrons. Some examples of chemical bonds are ionic and covalent, the ones that we'll be speaking of, and weak bonds such as the dipole interactions, the London dispersion force, and hydrogen bonding. Please remember, if you do not know what valence electrons are, then you'll have a hard time understanding this lesson. Ionic bonds, also known as ionic compounds, happen when two differently charged ions join together. This usually happens with metals and nonmetals. The main reason is because of the different charges. The valence electrons in each of the atoms gives them a certain charge. Metals are positive and nonmetals are negative. Opposites attract. An example of an ionic compound is lithium oxide. I'm going to basically take you step by step to find how to write the formula and how to write the name. First, we have to find lithium. Lithium is number 3 on the periodic table. Now we have to find oxide. No, oxide is just another way to say oxygen. It's number 8 on the periodic table. Lithium has 1 valence electron, so has a +1 charge. Oxygen has 2 electrons and has a -2 charge. So let's solve it. We're basically going to write down lithium, the lithium plus. We don't have to actually put the 1 because in chemistry, the 1s don't matter. Now we're going to write O, and on top we're going to write -2. We need to try to balance this equation so it can be even. All of the atoms want to reach the perfect number, which is 8. So by doing so, they join. Now, we have 1 positive lithium, and according to math, 1 plus -2 will give us -1. So we'll still have 1 negative charge of oxygen. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to add another lithium molecule to balance the equation. So it's going to be lithium 2O. No, when a metal gives an electron, it becomes an ion, and when a non-metal receives it, it becomes a cation. Now, example 2. Another example is potassium nitrate. Let's find potassium on the periodic table. Potassium on the periodic table is the letter K, and it has a +1 charge as well. Now let's find nitrate. Nitrate is just another fancy way of saying nitrogen. Nitrogen is the letter N on the periodic table that has a -3 charge. Potassium has only 1 charge, so we'll write the +1. And we'll write it down below. K +1 and -3. Now we need to balance the equation. And same thing as the other one, +1 plus -3 is going to give us -2. And we're still going to be negative, but we want to be 0. So what we're going to have to do is add 3 other potassium molecules to make it equal. So it's going to be K3N. Now you try it. Write the balance equations for potassium plus iodine, sodium plus oxygen, aluminum plus chlorine, and calcium plus fluorine. Please pause the video to try to solve. The answers: potassium plus iodine equals potassium iodine, Ki. Sodium plus oxygen equals sodium oxide, Na2O. Aluminum plus chlorine equals aluminum chloride, AlCl3. And calcium plus fluorine equals calcium fluoride, CaF. Covalent bonds, also known as covalent compounds, happen when electrons are shared. They are not transferred. In covalent bonds, it's only between nonmetals with an identical or relatively close electronegativity values. One example is phosphorus and chlorine atoms. They make PCl3. When joined together, they make a noble gas-like structure, which means they have achieved a complete outer electron shell, which is basically what every single element wants. If you look at the top left corner, you'll be seeing an example of hydrogen and carbon. Hydrogen has 1 electron. Carbon has 4. So to be able to for carbon to be able to complete its perfect shell, it'll have to join with 4 other hydrogen atoms. If you look down, you'll be seeing an example of carbon and oxygen. Carbon has 4 electrons in the outer shell. Oxygen gives it 2, creating carbon dioxide. Now, quick summary. Ionic. The electrons are transferred, make anions and cations, are between metals and nonmetals, must have at least 1 metal and at least 1 nonmetal, meaning that they can basically have 2 metals and 1 nonmetal, 1 metal and 2 nonmetals, etc. The covalent, the electrons are shared, are between nonmetals, must have an equal or close enough electronegativity values. Quiz time. Put an I if it's an ionic compound and C for covalent bond. Then write its name. Please pause the video so you can solve it for yourself. The answers will appear shortly. Welcome back. Here are the answers for the questions on the other side. H2O stands for water. It is a covalent bond. CH4 is a covalent bond standing for methane. Fe2O3 is iron oxide. It's an ionic compound because iron is a metal. Lithium bromide is LiBr. It's an ionic compound. CO2 is carbon dioxide, covalent bond. CsCl is stands for cesium chloride, an ionic compound. H2 stands for hydrogen, is a covalent compound. MgS is an ionic compound standing for magnesium sulfide. COS is an ionic compound standing for cobalt sulfate. So I hope you have an amazing day. If you have any questions, remember to place them in the comment box below, where we'll be answering them as soon as possible. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you learned something. Have a great day.